There you heard him. That is the President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki there, speaking about the legislative agenda, what they've been able to do in the past 1 year, and what they are hoping to do in the next 3 years. He made very remarkable statements about the legislative agenda. And he said, improving governance, improving business, improving livelihood. Which you alluded to while you were making your opening remarks about the fact that you probably said, you and I know that they've not been able to do all of this. What do you think they should have done better? You made a statement recently. You said that the way we had the leadership of this National Assembly dropped us off the synergy that should be between the legislature and the executive.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
That's the point I was about to make again. That listening to the Senate President, one will come off with two impressions. One, that is just looking at what they have done in the last 1 year, trying to bring out what he thinks have been achievements, for people, sexual harassment and all these kind of things. Two, that then the rest of what he said were just in the realm of expectations, of intentions, talking of dreaming of this, dreaming of that, dreaming of that. So they haven't really, pulled their weight the way they should. The National Assembly, by and large, and most assemblies in Nigeria, they have been punching below their weight, really.
How?
Now, what do I mean? There should have been a synergy, like you rightly observed. And this also is something we have to put on the executive as well. At the onset, the president and his executive and the National Assembly ought to have a dialogue. President telling them, look, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, this is the direction of my administration. I have 4 years. And in the first 1 year, I hope to achieve this, achieve that. The Department of Justice or Ministry of Justice and the Office of the Advisor to the President on National Assembly matters, they have come together. That's assuming he has done that before that time. They have come together and they have identified certain legislative interventions that will help my program in the next 1 year. These are my programs. So the President should have actually sent, with the concurrence of the Senate and the House of Reps, some legislations to the National Assembly that will help to actualize the core objectives of the Buhari administration. That has not been done. What you have right now is a situation where the National Assembly is trying to do what they think is the right thing, and the executive also trying to do what. Otherwise, if there had been that synergy, there wouldn't have been the problem of padding, for instance. There wouldn't have been which other problems, so many other problems that they had. I recollect that the late Lamadeshino, when he was governor and we were in the assembly, we used to meet at a forum called Parliamentary Council. Not Parliamentary Caucus, Parliamentary Council. The Parliamentary Council consisted of the governor, his deputy, and the commissioners, the party leaders, then all the speaker and all the members of the assembly. There we debated issues, he would tell us what he wanted to do, and from there we would take it up if it is something that should be taken up. That was how we had we had some critical bills passed in the early days of Lamadeshino. For instance, the development bill. For instance, the mineral haulage government. And that's an area we must quickly address.
Okay, that synergy, you just have really click on it. He said something about he was looking for the day when the ordinary citizens will see the impact of the Senate.
Yes.
In Nigeria of today.
And he's thereby admitting that they haven't seen their impact.
Yes.
He's admitting. Yes.
I mean, that's a fact. But the truth of the matter is this. In Nigeria today, we see legislators, building, structures,
yes,
boreholes,
yes,
empowerment.
yes.
Is that the function of the assembly?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I hope you recollect that I ran into stormy waters with I ran into stormy water with members of my assembly because I opposed certain things. One of which was that it is not the duty of the legislature to execute projects or legislators to execute projects. Even in America, what they did is they do earmarks. There's something called earmarks. In your constituency, you have a project, maybe a school you want built. You have a school you want to be built. You now go to the government and say, look, for this much in the budget next year, put it. That's earmark. It is not you that will execute it. Yes, but now we have a situation where legislators are introducing contractors. They are bringing, and you know that kind of process is subject to manipulation and corruption.
Certainly.
So that is not their duty. I see pictures in the social media of senators and so on lining up motorcycles, Okadas. Think we should start thinking about.
I'd like you to share your thoughts on things that you think the legislature should be doing more, particularly the National Assembly, right now as we round up.
Consultation.
How?
You consult with your constituency. Look, democracy should be bottom up, not top down. People at the top should not be doing what they think is best for the people. It is the people that should be sounded out. Find out what exactly is it that they want. Okay, and do it. Pure and simple. It is very easy that way. When you begin to try to ram policies down the throats of the people, you have you have reaction. Then two, there should be communication, not just between the legislators and the executive, but communication should also flow freely between the executive themselves and the legislature, and the executive and the people. For instance, in our state, we have a crisis now on this issue of PPP for secondary schools. I think if the government had, carried the legislators along in such a way that they go back, like the other time I told you, I said, during the time of LAM, we used to go back to our constituencies, collate, ideas and come back and feed the government back. That kind of thing should also be employed. If it had been done, there wouldn't have been the anarchy or the near anarchy that we almost witnessed in our state in the last few days. So communication is essential. You should communicate with the people. Let them know hear what they think. Let them know what you are thinking. Arrive at a middle of the road solution, and then everybody is happy ever after.
Well, thank you, Honorable Kehinde Abiola, for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. We'll be back with you sometime.
Thank you very much.
All right. Voices as the State of the Nation will promise you that we will be hosting the executive governor of Oyo State. Stay around.
energetic and sure likes her freedom too. But she knows how to get my attention when she wants it. This is how she will sound when she will want me to know she's happy. I always liked that sound. But it also made me nervous because I knew what would follow soon after. It was her. I'm hungry. She never held back her. Mommy, I'm tired. But the other time, this is how I knew I had to take my baby to the hospital. I saw the fast breathing and went straight to the hospital.
When a sick child starts breathing very fast, go to a hospital. That is your signal to seek help.
Across the ocean, singing this song. Let the whole world should be singing. Oh, with different colors, one people, different colors, one people, different colors, one people, different colors. One Naganan kilo betening kom lomoham. Di beta maso sanalom. Muasa benge kaputo. Yeah.
Voices on Splash.
Innocent blood after people. Whoa, oh yeah. Whoa, Jah shall clean out the bad deeds, yeah, and separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, 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 Jah shall clean out the bad weeds, yeah, and separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, 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 woe be unto those that say they're of Israel, and they are not. Woe be unto those that say they're Jews, and they are not. Cause they shall be cast away, like the chaff that the wind drive it away, I say. Di beta maso sanalom. Muasa benge kaputo. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Voices.
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 Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Voices on Splash.
If you check your time right now, the time is 9 minutes gone past 9 right here on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. We're glad that we informed you, honorable listeners, that we will be hosting the Executive Governor of Oyo State here in our studio. And we're so glad that he obliged us and is here with us in the studio live and direct. And we're glad on behalf of Splash FM, the founding chairman and the executives at the station, to welcome warmly the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Senator Abiola Ajimobi. Your Excellency, sir, welcome to Splash FM.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, but I'm disappointed that the guy, Edmondo Bilo, that spoke to my people to invite me, for which I cancelled many appointments to be here, is not here. To me, that is disrespectful, and I take exception to that.
We apologize on his behalf. And Splash FM is apologizing for that. Thank you for being here all the same. My name is Oluwaseun Akinola, and my colleague is here.
My name is Michael Olatunbosun. Together, we shall be having a chat with the Executive Governor for your state.
So let's start on this note. We'd like to congratulate you for your re-election to the saddle of the leadership in your state at the second time, and for breaking that jinx of being the governor once again in the state. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much. To God be the glory, and I particularly thank all the people of Oyo State for giving me the opportunity for the second time, which is a reaffirmation of their confidence and satisfaction with our first-time performance. And I believe this is history in the making, and for which I'm particularly grateful to God and to the people of the state.
During your first time, you affirmed that you had a tripod policy of restoration, transformation, and repositioning based on the identification of state's hierarchy of needs. If you look at that achievement, how would you assess it on your own as if you fulfill those three tripods that you started your administration with 2011?
I think I'm happy to say that the tripod on which we platformed our administration has been very successful. And I think we started with the issue of restoration. What is restoration? Restoration to us is bringing back all the monuments, all the monumental achievements of our previous leaders, and particularly the father of the progressives, our late sage, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, where he made Oyo State first in virtually everything. First in education, in which the state at that time was part of the Western region, and which benefited us, where the state had the first university in Nigeria, which made us the intellectual capital of Nigeria, where the state built the first tallest building, the Cocoa House in Nigeria, where the state had the first television and radio station in the whole of Africa, even before France and some other European countries, where the state had the first stadium, the first of many things, and where the region at that time even produced the foremost educationists, scientists, legal luminaries, and so many others. So I believe we lost that. We lost that. We lost the fact that we became the laughingstock of other states, where we were referred to as housing the dirtiest city in Nigeria, where our students were failing, where in the same state, in the same region, where our state was excised from, where we were making 34th position out of 36 in our WAEC examinations. So we had the infrastructure dilapidated, deteriorated, where above all we were seen as barracks of thugs, where they begin to refer to us here as wild Oyo State, where thuggery and brigandage were the order of the day. So we felt security, safety of lives and property were threatened. So we felt first and foremost, we must avert that deterioration. And we were virtually at the precipice. And we felt we must turn it around and restore our old glory of intellectualism, of productivity, of achievement, and not of talks, not of brigandage, where lives and properties were unsafe. So we felt we must restore that. We must restore dignity. We must restore integrity. We must bring back the spirit of Omoluabi. And we decided to then start on restoration, which I believe to a large extent now we have succeeded in doing. The infrastructure is better planned and structured. It's not just building roads. We are talking of network of roads. It's not just destroying one place and not replacing it. We were driving away people from trading on the streets. We were driving away people from pouring refuse on drainages. You know, we felt we must bring cleanliness, environmental sanitation to the state. And I believe this is part of the restoration. And one can easily see that the Oyo state of 8 years ago is not the same as Oyo state of today in terms of those areas. So restoration we have done successfully. We've also brought in orderliness. If not for the recent brigandage of some so-called labor leaders who are using our children as cannon folders. So Oyo State is now safe. It's one of the safest places in Nigeria. One of the safest states in Nigeria. So we've brought restoration, and I believe, so also in terms of integrity of our people, you hardly see us now being banded around as thugs and rogues and so on. And I believe we are, even outside Nigeria, not only within Nigeria, we've gone around, we've relaundered the image positively of Oyo State. And you could see us now, we've gone to the World Bank, they are now telling us, oh, okay, Oyo State of today, we are willing to work with you, we are working with you. We've brought in investors, so we have restored. That's restoration. Now, when you have restored, you then transform. You know, you begin to transform. You see, you can restore something like a building. If it has cracked here and there, no roof, no ceiling, you restore that. We have repaired. You know, restoration is almost like repairing. When you repair something, having repaired it, we now want to transform it. In other words, you can have a ceiling that is thatch roof, plastic ceiling. Now you can put platinum there. You can have 2 doors in your house before you can put 3 doors. You begin to change the form to meet modern requirements, to meet modern times. That is ongoing. It's always ongoing. You never stop transformation. So, and like you and I, all of us here, we transform every day. Transformation is change. You transform. It's one form to another form. So I think that is what we've been doing. I think the last stage now, which we are, is to reposition the state. I mean, to make it, you see, you can transform your house by putting more doors, changing the structure, and so on. But when you reposition, we are repositioning to make it maybe the best in the area. You know, because you can transform and it's not the best. You know, you just transform to manage and put 2 more doors. But if they measure the best houses in the area with the number of doors, then you can put more doors. So we want to transform the state to be the best or one of the best among the committee of states. And that is what we mean by. So I believe successfully we're on track.
Oh, great.
And it's never going to be finished by me or anybody else. It's an ongoing.
Good. Your Excellency, you I love the idea of repositioning, and I want to take you from there. You made a statement while inaugurating the 8th Assembly by saying that the state has attracted investors, including several foreign organizations and development partners, resulting in the creation of many job opportunities. I believe that is repositioning the state, make it better to invest and make people feel better about it, and your state will be in a place where more investors will like to come.
Yeah.
You also said that the World Bank is ready to do business with the state.
Yeah,
This repositioning. I'd like you to spell it out in specific terms. How many investors are partnered with your state right now?
Good. I think right now we have about 8. In fact, we will have more than 8. I would say almost about 25 by the time we finish the implementation of our Agric Oyo program. Some of the investors you could see along the expressway here. You have Kama Milk that we brought from England. When we went for presentation, they approached us and said, we didn't know your state is like this. And many governors went there at that time, but we want so many of them. So Kama Milk now is the largest soya bean producer in Nigeria. Not only in Nigeria, in West Africa. As you go to Lagos, on your way to Lagos, you see them on the left-hand side. Then you have these people, this company in agriculture, they are also here. You have some other companies. If you want the list, I can give you the list, which I don't have offered, to be honest. But there are many of them. And we are very happy to have them. You have even Total, companies like Total who are here. They came and they started a training center, big training center, where they felt Oyo State is one of the best states that they can invest in. You have other ones that are here. I think you people should be able to scribble those things for me, and I can say them instead of. So I believe we have many of those.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Excellency.
And you talked of the World Bank. World Bank is already doing drainage for us, flooding system. They're already doing it for us.
All right.
And they're there.
Thank you very much, sir. Just to remind you that the program is Voices to the Executive Governor for your state, Senator Abiola Ajimobi. You can watch live on YouTube, on our YouTube platform, and you can also tweet at via our Twitter platform. And don't forget that it is being live streamed. Whichever option you like to choose, all of them are available. You can also reach out to us on WhatsApp. Our numbers 0809 155 1055. Pretty soon we have to open the lines for you to speak to your governor, and then you can interact with him. Excellency.
Let's say, Governor, you would allow people to speak to you here.
How can you say that? That's what democracy is about. That's why we are quarreling with people who refuse to speak to us.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Labor union.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, Excellency, you were talking about repositioning. I'd like to stay on repositioning because it's the big deal now. If you recall, since 2014, the economy of the nation had been, nosediving. Revenue accruing from oil has been going down on account of the glut in the oil market. The states have been broke ever since. What is coming from the center is not able to sustain the states. I'm talking repositioning. In your speech, when you were speaking at the inauguration of the 8th Assembly in Oyo State, you also talked about jacking up the IGR. Every time we talk about revenue, it seems to be concentration on what comes from the center. Of course, you talked about reforms in terms of IGR. How far have we come?
I thank you for this question. I think everybody is aware that the economic situation in the country is pathetic, to say the least. For me, it is not a problem. It is a challenge. And it challenges our sense of entrepreneurship, our innovative minds. It challenges us to be creative. And I believe the federal government has been in the forefront of restructuring our economy. We had a mono-economic country where oil was all in all. Now, we are going into agriculture. We are looking inwards. Countries like Malaysia, Singapore, India, and others, they don't have oil. Even Dubai doesn't have oil. Abu Dhabi is the one that has oil. And many of these countries were on the same level with Nigeria in the 60s. Malaysia came here to get our own palm kernel. Supposed to be so. In fact, the allocation from federal government was meant development, capital projects, where an IGR is meant to cater for salaries and revenue expenditure of the state, which we call REVEX. Unfortunately, it has been turned the other way around. We depended on allocation from the federal government. And if today federal government says no more allocation, this state will collapse. From federal allocation, we've already seen the repercussions. We are unable to pay salaries and wages. Pension, federal government, part of the pension that they used to give us as support base, they have withdrawn it. They withdrew it since 2010. So you now see the effect on us. 2 billion from federal government, sometimes 4.5, but within 4.5 and 5.2, which is almost our workers. Today we are receiving who borrowed money, received 60 million. Some even got 6 million. Oyo State didn't borrow so much. In fact, we add less than 5 billion. That's a lot of borrowing and grants. So what we are saying is Oyo State, we manage because our federal allocation is still in the neighborhood of 2 billion and above. Sometimes, except for the last time that I was. Therefore, IGR. How do we increase our IGR? Loopholes, fraudulent activities, making sure that we have taxes collected where they are supposed to be collected. People making sure that they do not collude with taxpayers, industries, and banks. And we've seen many. We are blocking many. Okay. But again, you can, one way or the other, will come in. There is no country or no. Oh yeah, you just wait and see. But I just hope that when I look, the same Nigerians, they are coming back. So you have the civil service, very good, very reasonably stealing, defrauding government. You have bank verification. We saw that are earning the salaries of 8 other workers. They've confessed saying there is no money, government. The people working there are also contributing. And the moment you try to make a difference and change it, people start going on streets telling lies about the government. I mean, this.
Be looking at 3 broad areas. Come back from this momentary break. Stay with us. We're still hosting the executive. This is the State of the Nation. Stay with us.
Celebrate this season. Buy a Cadbury Bonvita 500-gram refill pack more to while promo stock lasts.
Now family cooking oil, now correct cooking oil. They can give you reason. Be very fine, be good for cooking with no cholesterol. For me, it's good for you, for a healthy family. Oh, power oil.
It was meat, pounded yam, moi moi. Oh, my stomach. But with Andrew's little salt, I knew everything would be okay. Ah.
Andrew's developing stringent principles and principles for life.
Andrew's liver salts is a brand of sodium bicarbonate fast to effectively you back to life.
It's here again, the annual No More Delay service for all people. God gave his servant no more delay service annually. It is for those experiencing delay in getting married, having babies, securing good jobs, selling their products, collecting their monies, obtaining visas, growing their careers, enlarging their businesses, obtaining admission. He will share the word, show you the reasons for delay, and give you the solution. As hands are laid on you with the anointing, all yokes of delay will break. Come and listen to testimonies from previous No More Delay services. Date, this Monday, June 13th, 2016. Time, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Venue, Dominion City, Aduloji Bus Stop, Iworodojo Expressway, Ibadan. For inquiries, call Aki on 0805-802-2194.
There is a school that believes in every child. There is a school that offers qualitative primary and secondary education at an affordable rate. It is Yimbo College, located within the serene environment of Alafia Estate, Orogun, Ibadan, the your state capital. Yimbo College boasts of quality facilities. Our laboratory and library are well equipped for first-class learning. Yimbo College also has suitable boarding facilities for your wards and children. Parents and guardians, what are you waiting for? Register your wards and children now at Yimbo College. 080-6404-0125 or 080-3423-9608. Remember, educate